Tell me who it is.
Ringo, it's Ken Michaels.
Ah, Ken Michaels. We've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you for a very long time, Ringo.
So what's going on? What can I help you with?
Well, first of all, I just want to say congratulations on the release of your new album, Postcards from Paradise.
Yeah,
It's been
thank you,
getting
Ken.
it's been getting a great response on my radio show. I'd like to start the conversation by talking about your songwriting.
Yeah, good.
You've been more involved with songwriting than ever before. Ever since the Vertical Man album, you've actually co-written most of the songs on your albums. So many of the people you're writing with on the new album, you've worked on in recent albums. So who have been the most interesting for you to write with, and why?
Well, they're all good friends, and we hang out together. I have an idea. Usually to start the record, I do sort of a basic track in the key I'd like it to be in the emotion I want from a basic track, and then I play drums on that. So usually there's just like a synth track and me playing drums, and then I call it, like Glenn Ballard, incredible writers. I mean, everyone on the record is really a talented writer. Richard Marx, Steve Lukather, Urban. Dyke Parks. I mean, I just have these ideas, and I'm blessed because right now I'm living in LA, and so are all these people. And I ask them to come over, and I play them a choice of two of my basic tracks. Once I've got like 10 or 11 of them down, and they pick one, and I've got ideas for a song, like with Richard Marx on the right side of the wrong side of the road. And, that's all we need, really. And then we can write a song about it because we know where we're trying to get. I think the shortest title I had was Touch and Go, that I wrote with Gary Burr. He's out of Nashville. He's an incredible writer. And he's been on a lot of my solo records. And also, we were like the little writing team, and I used to call that band the Roundheads. So they're all people I know. Dave Stewart, I mean, we always do the Liverpool one together. So I just have ideas, I write them down, I sing along to the track to try and get a melody going, and then I rely on the other writer, and we support each other, and we turn it into, a whole thing.
So you just do the basic tracks in the beginning, but you don't have lyrics, and your other writers do most of the lyrics, or do you write with them on that?
Oh, no, we sit there and write. We are both together writing, and, I'm there also to direct the song in the way I want it to go. Because once we're off, it could go anywhere. So it basically ends up with Piece of Love, or It's for Barbara, or, it's like that's where it goes. And the interesting thing with Bambula, with Dyke Parks, who I've known since '76, and, I call Van Dyke, and he's got a couple of hours. He comes over. We sit around. I play him the track like everyone else. But that track, Bambula, I didn't know what that word was. He mentioned that. We were just chatting. But I called him because the drum pattern is sort of New Orleansy, and it's like Englishman plays New Orleans, and he loved it anyway. And then he was telling me the story about the bambula, that that used to be an African drum, and it just seemed like a great. I'm a drummer. This is a name of a drum that I'd never heard of. And it seemed like a great title for the song, but the song is actually a love song between a guy and a girl, and she's sitting, chowing down on estouffee. And we all know what that is.
Yes. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, and I just want to say I love the songs you've
let
written.
let me just cut in there, because the interesting thing, because it's my record, it fades in. So I wanted to make it like a street New Orleans attitude. So I played, I've got these huge conga drums that Joe Walsh sent me when he was in South Africa, 100-year-old huge carved drums. So I put them on, and bongos, and I didn't put everything on like strictly in time, because I felt if you have a lot of people, it moves around a bit, the rhythm. And so then I just faded it up, so it was like my idea, the visual was it was coming down the street. This band was marching down the street, and it faded up, and then it went past you, and then it faded out. So it's like, I was trying to get it like really New Orleans.
Right. Yeah, I do love the work you've done with Dyke Parks, and in particular, going back a few albums, I loved Samba. And,
Yeah,
you know,
samba. I mean, who'd write a song when we have one? I said, oh, it's all samba to me. Oh, you got to write like that, you know. So that became the song.
but it's got a real Latin feel to it, so it brings out another
does.
side in you.
Yeah, there's lots of sides, brother.
I know. I love the writing you've done with Richard Marx, going back to.
Richard's very easy to write with. I called him over when I had you're walking on the right side of the wrong side of the road, and we wrote that. And then he had a piece of looking forward, not looking back. So then we finished that together. And you know, with Richard, it's so great because you know he does it all on computer. He's really like one of those new age guys underneath all his rock and roll, and you know he likes to write on the song sheet how long it took us. So right side of the wrong side of the road took 38 minutes. But looking forward, not looking back, took 48 minutes. We spent more time.
That's one of the finest songs on the album, and I've gotten a great response from that one on my radio show.
Yeah, good.
What
I
was
think, this is a real interesting album. I think it has a lot more character than the last one, and it's a lot more fun. And I had more definite ideas. I wanted most tracks, not Bamboo, but most of the tracks have a lot of space. There's a lot of air to them. I'm not filling up every second of the track.
What was it like to write Island in the Sun with all the All-Stars?
Well, we've got to draw it to a close. Island in the Sun was the first time in 25 years at the All-Stars. My dream had been for 25 years, but I got this All-Stars to write a song, and it started with a sound check, and we were just sound checking, and we sort of had parts. And then we put those parts together about the fourth sound check on tour last summer. And in Biloxi, I called everyone to my room and I said, let's write the words to this song. We had a melody. And so we did. And I had the title, I had the spliff verse, and Richard Page had a lot of words. And then Todd wrote the whiskey verse. So, we all put in, so it's written by all of the Roundhead, all of the All-Stars, and it's played by all of the All-Stars. So it's the first time we've ever achieved it, and it turned out great.
I totally agree. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. If you could pick two songs, maybe, from your solo career that you've written or co-written that you're most proud of, what would they be and why?
Well, they're all my babies, so I love them all. I mean, I love them all on this album. But I think I'd have to go back to Photograph, from all those years ago. I was really proud of writing that, and then George helped me finish it. So, and then he actually did he produced it first, and then Richard Perry just sort of copied his version. And so, that song has a lot of sentiment, and it stayed with me through the ages. So, it really works. I don't know. And I like there's so many, really. It's hard, but let's get back to what's happening now. I mean, Rory and the Hurricanes is just a cool track for me.
Sure is.
Anyway, with that, we have to say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ringo, and best of luck with the new album.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Have a good life. Peace and love.
Peace and love.